Frank, why me? I'm just ordinary.
Ordinary is beautiful. I don't need Paris. I don't need a fancy restaurant or a huge orchestra. Just some subtle orchestrations. I've seen the 7 wonders, if you give or take a few. But all them 7 wonders, well, they can't compare to you. I've been a lot of places, yes, I've traveled near and far. But now I know that home is where you are. Niagara Falls, a leaky faucet.
What?
Yeah, that a plumber ought to fix. The pyramids are really just a dusty pile of bricks.
Really?
The Taj Mahal, a fixer-upper. The Grand Canyon, just a hole.
Oh no.
The Grand Canal in Venice, an Italian toilet bowl.
That's wrong.
I've seen the 7 wonders, if you give or take a few. But all them 7 wonders, well, they can't compare to you. I've been a lot of places, yes, I've traveled near and far. But now I know that home is where you are.
Okay. The Aurora Borealis.
It's just a nightlight on the fritz.
And Stonehenge?
It's just a bunch of rocks.
La Brea's Tar.
The pits.
How about the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Looks like something up and broke.
Mount Rushmore.
Someone climb up there and tell them, boy, it's a joke. Yes, my traveling days are over. Get the check, I'll pay the bill. 'Cause I see all the wonders in your eyes, just standing still. The clock's ticking, Brenda. I don't want to be a doctor forever. I want to make a home with you. I've been a lot of places, but I've learned now near and far. There's no need to roam, 'cause home is where you are.
There's no need to roam, 'cause home is where you are.
Yes, now I know that home is where you are.
Quickly stepping through the middle. Well timed down to the red flank. Oh, a bit of a nick, but no harm done. He's on to the platform.
He just can't do anything right. Mr. Idone is up again, trying for the finish spot. Oh! Never look. Maybe his cold feet come from spending so much time in the water. Nah.
So far, we have 5 people across, but still no couple. Wrestling girl. Oh, puts a full Nelson on the sweeper arm.
Yeah, scoochie on back so you don't get a widow boo-boo.
Now, wrestling guy shoots from the starting platform, and he needs his tag team partner in the center.
Nuts for the cross! Mrs. Biggerton going for it, but using a different technique than suggested.
Mr. Idone in good position once again.
But wrestling guy body slammed onto the platform, and yes, he's made it.
What are the odds? We have one person from every couple that has made it across the double cross, but no twosomes. Well, no matter what now, next to the across will move along with their partners.
This is wishy-washy. Has made it to the middle. Mr. Idone is just surrounded by other women. Well, I wouldn't marry them either.
Miss Music, oh, like she fell off a cliff.
Mr. Idone has the timing down, though, and yes, he joins his wife, girlfriend, and we have the first team moving to the next round.
So we need 2 more ladies before we know which other teams will be joining them.
Hold on, John. There's something big happening with the Idone. Yeah. Nope, just hugging it out.
She can do finally makes it on the red bar. Now needs to find the red plank. Miss Musical headed to the center. She's on the bar. Oh, she finds Trevor.
Turn it.
And this is wishy-washy breaking out. Yes, the wishy-washy couple
one of our remaining guys will not have finished the double cross in vain. Oh, Mr. Bickerson is just asking for trouble.
And here comes his wife, charging towards the finish. She's made the platform, but has to get to that finish spot, and the Bickersons play in those final 2 places.
She has got to be thrilled. Not even Miss Bickerson could complain about
I
this.
wanted to give up so bad.
Well, that was really more whining than complaining.
So the 3 couples that will be moving on include the I Don'ts, Stephen and Robin, Robert and Tracy, our wishy-washy couple, and the Bickersons, Robert and Ashley.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Because right now, we're going to play broom ball. Here's how it works. Crack at the bat, the couples will run down the first base line onto the spinner, across the 60 table, then onto first base. All while avoiding our designated hitters, the swinging broom ball bat. Once safely on the bag, they'll try to leg it down to second base on our bouncing base path. To steal third, they have to survive a run down on our slide walk. To score a run, they'll have to dive headfirst and tag home plate before splashing around in the mud. We'll have 2 innings. The first couple to have both members score in each inning advance to the White House. All right, let's play ball, Johnny.
Just don't be standing on level ground and get hit by the bat.
Well, it looks like the I Don'ts and the wishy-washy couple are beginning to play their strategy. And the Bickersons,
Please, I am trying to find a Zen place.
well, they're sticking to their strategy at Bickerson. And the first inning of our doubleheader begins. Wow, Mr. Wishy-Washy flying onto the spinner. Just as quickly off, makes his way to first base. He's safe. Everybody else is back on the spinner. Except for Mrs. Bickerson. She's frozen at the starting line like Ted Williams' head.
Step over here like a lizard.
Mr. Wishy-Washy trying to make it to second base. Oh, he's made it home with the bat, holding on. Oh, pulls himself up. He is in at second. Oh, what was that? Oh, did I forget to mention that we have some wild pitchers throwing high heat at our contestants? Because we do. Mrs. Wishy-Washy on the spinner along with Miss I Don't and both Bickersons. Miss I Don't breaks for first, and Mr. I Don't tries to stretch a single into a double. He's safe at second. Oh, goes into the water. Mr. Wishy-Washy up on his feet and really moving. Look at that. Round and third, headed for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. The run scores and the Wishy-Washy take the lead, but Mr. Wishy-Washy still needs to be joined by his ex-wife if he wants to advance. Wait a second, John. Here comes Mr. I Don't, rounding the corner for home, and he is. So that means 2 men are across, but the inning isn't over until one of their better halves joins them at the finish. Mrs. Bickerson still on the spinner. Mr. Bickerson holding on to second. Miss I Don't surveying it all from first. Bet she didn't see that coming. Miss I Don't takes off down the bouncy base path. Here she goes for second base. Oh, but she gets fouled off. For Miss I Don't, second base is as hard to get to as the ultimate. Mr. Bickerson across the slide walks, and he's safe. Yeah, I'm sure his wife would disagree with that. Speaking of, John, Mrs. Bickerson's finally off the spinner, joins Mrs. Wishy-Washy on first base. Mr. Bickerson goes for home. Put it on the board. Yes. Safe until Mrs. Bickerson gets them home. So all 3 men are across. Now the first woman to join them will send that couple to the White House zone. Miss I Don't try to make her way across the slide walk, and now she's safe at third base and round in the corner to make the winning leap. She is safe. The I Don't for the first couple to advance to the White House zone. The I Don't win the pennant. The I Don't win the pennant. And by the pennant, I mean the first inning. The I Don'ts are 1 step closer to 50 grand, and Jill's with them now.
Steve, you gonna marry her? We're gonna talk about it.
After 8.5 years, you're gonna yell about it. So in the top of the second, we have the Wishy-Washies and the Bickersons battling out for the final spot in the wipeout zone on our field of screens. If you wipe out, we will laugh. Mr. Bickerson leads the pack. The Wishy-Washies following close behind. Mr. Wishy-Washies on the spinner and so is his ex-wife. Onto the tippy baseline as Mr. Wishy-Washy is safe at first, and that leaves Mrs. Bickerson at the starting line, refusing to move until the Cubs win the pennant. Mr. Wishy-Washy trying to make it to second base. Oh, hits below them and goes the line, but keeps going. Scrambling to second, goes under the bat, though that's illegal. We're going to have to send him back to first base. Mr. Bickerson makes the play for second. Oh, just a bit outside. Mr. Bickerson tries to fly like a Blue Jay, but then thinks like a Mariner. Oh my God, John, look at this. Mrs. Bickerson is off the spinner and all the way to first. She's safe. Mr. Wishy-Washy makes a run. He could go all the way. Oh, wrong sport, John, but both feet touch second base, and he's safe. What's this, John? Mrs. Bickerson actually trying to go for second base? Let's see how she does. Oh, Ruthie what? Turned her upside down, and now she's Mrs. Agreeable. Mr. Wishy-Washy on second, making a run for third. No! Tries to drop him back to double-A, but he's on his feet, making his way all the way to third. On her way to second base, Mrs. Wishy-Washy safe, but she overruns the bag. Here comes Mr. Bickerson, trying to keep pace with the Wishy-Washy. He's safe at second. Mr. Wishy-Washy coming in to score. Okay, who's on first?
No, Mrs. Bickerson's on first.
What's on second?
No, Mrs. Wishy-Washy's on second.
And where's Mr. Bickerson?
Third base.
See, we're just like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, or those guys who did the Who's on First bit.
Mr. Bickerson gets the sign to break for home.
And he scores!
All right, John, it's down to Mrs. Bickerson and Mrs. Wishy-Washy. Whoever scores first moves her team onto the wipeout zone.
Mrs. Bickerson goes for second base, and Mason, gets hit by the bat, but stays on somehow.
These two women are neck and neck right now. What is this? Mrs. Bickerson bails out. That would appear to hand the game to Mrs. Wishy-Washy. She's through the slidewalk and safe at third.
Mrs. Wishy-Washy makes the leap for home.
Well, the ump says save. She may have missed the plate, John. Let's check the replay.
Yeah, it's a photo finish, and she is just barely safe.
Wishy-Washies win. So that means the Wishy-Washies, Robert and Tracy, will be joining the I Don't, Steve and Robin in the wipeout zone.
Stick around, because our couples episode comes to a climax when we give away $50,000.